Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to check the BrotherHobby Hyperbola 7 frame and the Avenger LR2004 1650KV motors. In this video, I'm going to quickly go over the features and specs of this very strange frame, bench test the motors using my motor's thrust end, and finally assemble this new build and head outdoors and test it out. First of all, in terms of packaging, inside this pretty big box which came well protected, you can find the bottom unibody plate, the top plate, an anti-skid rubber sticker for the battery, a bag with all the needed standoffs and screws for assembling the frame, and a small 20x20mm plastic board for mounting a radio receiver. Finally, you are also getting 3D printed TPU parts that are going to enable you to mount a GPS unit, mount the DJI Air unit and secure its antennas, mount two Immortal T antennas, and mount and secure a micro-sized FPV camera. In order to assemble the frame, first mount the standoffs using the provided M3 screws to the bottom plate. Insert the 3D printed TPU parts in the following manner. Secure the top plate. Insert the two empty standoffs to the camera mount and secure it in the front of the bottom plate. Here you can see what it looks like when this peculiar frame is assembled, and now let's quickly go over its features and specs. The wheelbase of the frame is about 320mm and it features a true X pattern. The thickness of the bottom unibody plate is 4mm and the thickness of the top plate is 2mm. The distance between the bottom and top plate is 28mm, and on the bottom plate you can find plenty of mounting holes that will enable you to mount 20x20, 30x30 and 25x25mm whoop style boards. The weight of the frame without the 3D printed TPU parts is 108.1 grams, and including them, the total weight is 140.8 grams. In addition, according to BrotherHobby, the frame is made out of very high quality and durable carbon fiber sheets, and here you can see their specs. As for the Avenger LR2004 1650KV motors, according to their specs, they can handle up to 6S batteries when pushing 5-inch propellers and 2S batteries when pushing 7-inch propellers. However, according to my thrust test, they can also handle 3S batteries when pushing 7-inch propellers. In addition, the weight of the motor, including the full length of the 16 cm long 24 gauge silicone coated wires, is 18.1 grams. The motor bell is secured using a hex screw. The diameter of the stator is 20mm, its height is 4mm, and inside the motor bell you can find 14 magnets. Finally, you should note that unlike similar sized motors, which are using T-mounted propellers, the LR2004 motors are using normal propellers, which gives them the ability to spin 7-inch propellers. According to the thrust test, which is linked down below, the maximum measured thrust using 6S batteries and 5-inch propellers was 634 grams. The interesting test, however, is how these motors perform using 7-inch propellers, and according to my test, using 2S batteries, the maximum measured thrust was 250 grams, and when using 3S batteries, the maximum measured thrust was closer to 400 grams. One important thing to note is the overall efficiency of the motors, and as you can see, when using the motors with 7-inch propellers, they are way more efficient than when using them with 5-inch propellers. Now, by the way, that's a good opportunity to tell you that currently I'm working on a new tool for analyzing and comparing thrust test results, and hopefully this tool is going to be ready soon. The not so great news, on the other hand, are that unfortunately I didn't have a lot of luck with this quadcopter. I find it almost impossible to tune. I tested it using different propellers, different batteries, and nothing seemed to help. And if you are going to use this setup, pay attention that it will basically require you to push the P&D all the way up, and I didn't get a really good tune, so unfortunately I won't be able to share it with you. And anyway, regardless, in the process of tuning this quadcopter, the micro USB pad of the flight controller was ripped off, and also one of its pads, so I think this quadcopter is jinxed. And in case you would like me to rebuild it and maybe test again, let me know, and I will try to make it happen. Now, since this combination is intended to be a lightweight long-range 7-inch build, you probably wonder about the flight time. And after using a 4S lithium-ion battery pack and limiting the motor's output on Betaflight to 75%, I got about 13 minutes of flight time when cruising around, which is not bad. However, as you are about to see in the following flight footage, the quadcopter was shaking like crazy and the flight experience was pretty bad. You should note that according to BrotherHobby, the recommended battery for this setup is a big 2S lithium-ion battery. However, according to my thrust test, the generated thrust is just not going to be sufficient and the quadcopter is going to feel underpowered. But again, if you are interested in a rebuild video where I'm also going to test this setup, please let me know down below. I'm going to wrap up this video with some shaky flight footage, so I hope you will try to enjoy it. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notifications bell if you're not already subscribed. See you in my next videos, and goodbye.